How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called Ravenport 22. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, Welcome to Ravenport 22. This is a conversion of the Ravenport base game from FS19. Tried to keep the same Ravenport look, but with new and improved textures and lighting. One of the additions is that there's a lot of factories that, after you buy them, can be sold and removed from the map, giving you a useful piece of land that you can use for something else. Also, the train course has been changed a bit since FS19 to follow FS22 standards, so you can use the train to sell your goods and wood. This is a standard size map, and here you can build your game as you want. Arable productions or forestries or all of those. The main farm is equipped with pre-placed farm buildings along with a cow barn, sheep barn, and chicken barn. On this map you will find 26 fields from big to small, 3 of which are grass missions, 2 forestry sites, collectibles, BGA, traffic, pedestrians, added more paintable terrain textures. Pre-placed productions available, dairy, sawmill, carpentry, bakery with 3 new products, cornbread, sweet cornbread, and pumpkin pie. Oil plant, sugar mill, grain mill, which you can take your corn as well and produce corn flour, which can be sold or sent to the local bakery where you can make cornbread. Corn dryer. Here you can dry your corn, which you can later sell at a higher price than ordinary corn or deliver to the mill for further processing. You will need propane gas to dry your corn, which you can buy at your local gas station. For transport propane, you can use the tanks that come with the map and are located in the miscellaneous section. BGA that will not produce electricity but will produce methane that you will be able to collect and sell at the local gas station where methane sell point is placed. Placeable productions available, greenhouses with new fruits, apples, oranges, lemon, pineapple, and pumpkins. Juice factory with products, apple juice, orange juice, lemonade, pineapple juice. If sugar production is not your favorite job, you can buy it at the local store, but at a much higher price. Herbicide, fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, and lime tanks are now available as placeables in the container section. Fermenting silo, where you can turn your grass, dry grass, and chaff into silage along with methane gas and digestate. Selling points are livestock bales sell point at animal dealer, grain elevator west, and ranch will take your grains and root crops. Restaurant, beach restaurant, and water tower sell point will take your other goods. There is also a train that will ship your goods and wood to Alma. Additions: added deep snow weather, custom growth calendar, added a snowy road when it snows and wet asphalt when it rains. This map was created by Celobuki and is 821.71 megabytes to download. If we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. You start out down here in the southeastern portion of the map at your starting farm. You start out by owning farmlands number 38, 46, and 54. 38 is a comparatively large field full of wheat and is ready to harvest. 46 is your main farm and several smaller fields also filled with wheat ready to harvest. And 54 are several animal pens, your cows and your sheep. Field prices do vary, but because we have small to large fields, it varies pretty greatly. So starting here, 59,000, we got another one, 136,000, gets a little bigger, 73,000, 61,000, 85, all the way up to the big boy, $606,000. You also got 322, 405, 405. So pretty decent prices and good range of what you can pick up. You also can purchase pretty much, I'm going to say, all of the map with very, very, very few exceptions. You cannot purchase the most outer periphery of the map, as you can see, but the only other area I see that you cannot purchase along the map is the river that cuts right through the northern portion of it, and one sell point right here, and the dam. That's it. So for the most part, you can buy the shop area, you can buy all the farms and fields and all that stuff. So for the most part, you can purchase all areas of the map with very, very few exceptions. Let's see, scrolling down to our animals, you do start out with animal pens, the sheep barn, cow barn, and chicken pasture. Contracts are available on this map, no production chains to start out with, and there are collectibles, 20 to be precise. If we take a look at mods specific to this map, starting with the buy menu, we scroll down to the mods and DLCs and take a look at the Ravenport 22 tile there. We have a couple of tankers here, which allows us to move along methane and other products. And we can purchase sugar by itself for almost $6,000. So it's quite a bit more expensive to purchase rather than it is to produce. But the only ways you can really produce it is by using sugar beets and things like that, or you can do sugar cane, all of which is very, very time consuming, expensive, lots to go through. So a lot of people don't like to do it. That's why this was added in. If we take a look at the build menu, starting under sheds, we scroll to the right, you'll see here a couple of mods that are specific to this map with the Ravenport 22 tag at the bottom there. And then if we take a look at silos, scroll to the right, you'll see we have a farm silo right there. Nothing under silo extensions. Under containers, though, you will see that we have a fertilizer buy point, herbicide buy point, lime station, and liquid fertilizer buy point. Under tools, there is nothing here, and then under farmhouses, you have your main farmhouse right there. Under productions, we do have several factories available to us. We have the juice factory here, as well as the fermenting silo. Under selling points, there is nothing here. Under greenhouses, though, we do have our greenhouse fruits, where we can produce things like oranges, apples, pineapples, and so on. We also have our normal greenhouses, but with a couple of additions here. I believe that's pumpkins that we can also produce. Nothing under orchards or generators. We take a look under animals, though. You will see under cows, we do have a mod specific to this map. Also under horses, we have mods specific to this map. Nothing for pigs. Under sheep, we have one here. Nothing for chickens, bees, or others. We take a look at decorations. Nothing under fences, nothing under lights, but under others you will see a American flagpole and, I'm not sure why, but a Bosnian flagpole? Just these two flags. It made sense, to me it made sense because of the American flag, this being an American map. I'm not sure why the Bosnian flag, not sure, don't know. Let's see, landscaping and painting. We do have additional paint swatches available to us. Nothing under trees and nothing under others. Now, because we're at a starting farm, let's take a look at our starting equipment. Under the buy menu, under owned items, small tractors, we have the Case Maxim CVX 115. The medium tractors, we have a John Deere 7810 and a Massey Ferguson 3670. Harvesters, we have the Deutz-Fahr Topliner 4090H. Cars, we have the Lizard Pickup 1986. Trailers, a Welger DK115. Headers for the Deutz-Fahr Harvester. Cultivators with a Horsch Toronto 3FX. Seeders, we have the Nordstein HK NS3030. Baler, we have the K-Brand VB3190. We have the header trailer for our header, and under weights we have two 10-winkle pack 750s. Now we take a look at the kind of surroundings. We have a bit of storage here. Our silo right over there. Our main starting house. Can go into it. Sleep trigger right here. And wardrobe trigger right here. And then tucked around the back side. A lot of these buildings here, these two over there, this one here, are just kind of aesthetics. They can be demolished, though. If you go under the build mode, you click on them, you can destroy them and have room for additional things. Here we have our chicken pasture, room for 500 chickens. Feed input here, and our eggs are right here. A little bit of storage right here on the farm. This building is usable. Now I'm going to go and grab my truck, and we'll start heading around. So tucked away right in here. There we go. So we're going to go out the back side of the farm. There we go. And follow this just back here. And this is kind of the secondary portion of your starting farm. Tucked away, whoa, easy there. Tucked away all the way back here. Here we have our cow barn. Slurry output is right here. Feed goes here. You can also blow straw. Our animal dialogue box, room for 150 cows. And our milk is right here. A little bit of storage tucked away over here. Open this up. And next door to it is a sheep barn. Room for 300 sheep. Feed goes here, and wool is produced right here. And now we're going to head out to our next point of interest. Now, coming up here to my right is the first production point. Right here. This is Cozy Wool Spinnery for $60,000. You can purchase this. We have our input here and our output. Where was the output? There it is, right over here. Exiting out the backside here. Now, tucked away up here, this is the water tower cell point. Heading back around, make a left, and then a right. This is the restaurant cell point. Now over here is the bakery, and it was one of the productions I'm going to purchase. So if we approach the wrench here, purchase it for $50,000, and you'll see this is why I purchased it. We can bake our normal items like bread and cake, but we can also produce cornbread, pumpkin pie, apple pie, and sweet cornbread. Now tucked away over here is the input and the output. I'm back in the truck. Gas station here, and then tucked away back here is the methane selling station. Now I believe that is a sell point, actually. It shows that as a sell point. Let me just confirm that really quick. So methane, oh, right there. Yes, so that is the sell point right there. Just wanted to confirm that. Now directly ahead of me is the shop trigger. Carlos's Reliable Motors. And then around the back is the repair trigger right there. And now down over here. Down at the bottom of this hill, right here, is the corn dryer. And this is, again, one we're going to purchase for $100,000. You can purchase the corn dryer, and you can see you put in corn and propane, and you get out dried corn. Propane goes in here. Inputs and outputs for the other products are right there. Now that reminds me, where can you purchase the propane? There it is, propane. Oh, you can purchase that at the gas station. Now heading up to the right here. To my left is the sugar factory. Come around the back here. $80,000 to purchase the sugar mill. Output here. And input there. Continue to head down the road. Here is the oil mill. Output here, input here, and can be purchased for $80,000. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the map before we continue on. Show where we've been and what we've seen up to this point. So we started out here at the main farm. We went around, saw everything here, and we came out this little side entrance or exit here to the secondary portion of the farm where we saw the cow barn and the sheep barn. Came up to the main road, out to Cozy Wool Spinnery, out and around to the water tower sell point, down over here to the restaurant, over to the bakery, and up to the gas station and the methane selling station, over to the shop trigger and repair trigger in the back, out and around to the corn dryer, back up to here to the sugar mill, and then lastly to the oil mill. And that catches us up. Let's go ahead and continue. So over here, we have a train rent trigger right in front of us there, and we have the railroad silo. So that's the input and output for the train right there. And over here is the input for the silo to go into the train transfer station, as well as the output for your trailers. Back over here. Leave out the back over here. This is the beach restaurant sell point. Going back up to the main road, over the tracks, make a left, follow this around, back over the tracks, we'll follow this road up, now tucked away over here is the carpentry. Purchase this for $60,000. You have your input over here with a wood cell trigger right here. And I've been around and I cannot find a output. Now, my guess is the output's going to be here in front of these doors. That's my guess. And the reason I guess that is because this building is very similar to the sawmill over here. Actually, I'm going to change that. I think it might be over here in front of these doors, because these are basically the same building, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Basically the same building, it's just side by side. One does one thing, one does the other. So Sawmill is right here. And you can see what I'm talking about with the bay doors here has the output. Can purchase for $100,000. And input is over here with a wood cell trigger here. Wood chip output is right there. Now following this along, tucked away in here is the dairy. Input right there. Output is right over there. And you can purchase the dairy for $70,000. Now here we'll make a left, followed by a right. Oh. Easy, easy, easy. Pay attention to the road and not the landscape. Now, following this road to the north, up on top of this hill is the next point of interest. This is the Grain Elevator West sell point. And before we actually go on the main road, let's see the map and see where we've been up to this point. So we were here at the oil mill, came out to the railroad silo, out and around the backside to the beach restaurant, back out to the main road up the north here where we came into the carpentry and then the sawmill. Out to the side here, went up north, saw the dairy. Out to the back road over here, up along the north. And we passed by the Grain Elevator West, and now we are back on the main road. Now we follow this along, and we will approach a little side road right here. Going to make a right. And continuing to follow this over the bridge. I'll slow down so I don't go catapulting into the ravine there. Now over here is the other place that I'm going to purchase. I need to borrow some money, so let's go ahead and do that. This is the Central Grain Elevator, and it can be purchased for $80,000. So let's go ahead and purchase that. $80,000. And you can see this is our grain mill. You can produce our base game stuff like wheat flour, barley flour, oat flour, and sorghum flour, just making flour. But then you can also make corn flour as well as fine corn flour from your dried corn. You have your input here and your output, I believe, was in the back. No, it wasn't in the back. I think it was along the side here. There it is, right there. Let's hop back in the truck and go to the next point of interest. Now, I will say, as we approach the biogas plant here up to my right, there are going to be a few minor updates needed as best as I can tell. So we've got a couple of bunker silos here and the main station. Now, this is one of the updates I can see right away, where it says methane here. It's just kind of blended together, not really showing properly. But you have your little sign that shows your digestate, your methane, Here you got your main bunker input, you got liquid manure, and you've got the actual trigger itself. And you can purchase this for $300,000. Now again, I'm going to purchase this one. Need a little bit more money. There we go. Now you can see base game stuff, but it produces methane as an output as well. Now we're going to follow this out. Now here to my left, this is the bale cell point. And then, tucked around the back side over here, this is the animal dealer. Now you can buy your animals directly from this dialog box or at any of the dialog boxes at your already installed pen and pastures. You can use this, but if you do that, you will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. Essentially, the animal dealer here is going to deliver the animals from this location to wherever your pen and pasture is located on the map. And it can get a bit expensive. You take a look at adult cows here, $100 per cow. You have room for 150 cows. That adds up really quickly if you buy all of them this way. But you can save that money by bringing an animal trailer here, whether it's leased or whether it's owned. Bring it to this location, load directly into the animal trailer, and then deliver the animals yourself. You will save that $100 per cow or whatever the cost is for whatever animal you're trying to acquire. So now, head further down the road. We have another railroad silo right over here. We have our input and output for our trailers. We have our input and output for our train and a rent train trigger right there. And now further down the road, across the tracks, and just on top of this little hill here, right here, we have what I'm going to refer to as farm number 2. Even though this isn't like a full-fledged farm, this is essentially just a horse farm. You can go to the map. So we were here originally, where we just stopped after the grain elevator west. We then came out down this side path, over the bridge, down to this production point, the central grain elevator, which is our grain mill. Came out down here to the biogas plant, down to the bale cell point, down and around to the animal dealer, and then back out to the railroad silos here. And now we are here. Farmland number 57 you can purchase for $123,239. Let's go ahead and borrow just a little bit more. Hopefully we got enough. And I don't think we do. Let me see if I can sell something. That should be more than enough. So, Farmland 57 purchased. Now you have access to the horse barn. Room for 16 horses. And if we come around here, feed goes here. You can put in straw as well. Got a little riding area for you to be able to use, which is nice. And that's it. That's basically farm number 2, is just the horse stables. And that now leads us to our last point of interest. Tucked away on top of the hill over here. Got the flag waving in the background. Up this little side road, we have the ranch cell point. And that's it. That is the map, Ravenport 22. Now, it is time to render my opinion. What do I think of this map? 0 to 5 scale as per usual. I really loved this map back in the FS19. I really enjoyed it. I didn't like certain aspects of it, but the aesthetics of the map were always very, very pleasing. And Celobuki did an amazing job with taking those aesthetics, keeping that kind of look and feel that we were used to in FS19, but enhancing it to such a degree because of all the additional factories, because of all the kind of Farming Simulator 22 aspects, that it really just brings it into the FS22 world and really makes it feel like a whole new map. Even though there's several things that are going to require an update or even potentially require an update. I remember coming on here on FS19 and just loved going down these little switchback roads here to get up to the kind of northern portion of the map. It was just so beautiful coming up here. And this, I don't know how, is even more gorgeous, in my opinion. I think this is just fantastic. Color palette is absolutely splendid. It's very toned down, and I really like that. There's only a few spots around the map where there's pops of color with some flowers and stuff that kind of stick out, but nothing that really makes it feel too out of the ordinary, too cartoonish. It's very, very like toned down and very nice. You also have just an amazing layout. I, again, really enjoyed the layout from FS19. We have that same thing. Now, one of the things I did notice that is going to need to be updated, or potentially is going to need to be updated, is that it looks like a lot of the map, or I should say the card that is used, almost looks like it's entirely from FS19, and that there's some roads and areas that you can get to that are not represented based on the card, the map that we have available to us right now. So the road that I took coming out of this sell point here, this grain elevator west, there's a trail that leads you out to this road. It's not showing here. There's an entrance point here at the sawmill that is not showing. There's just several areas around the map that just really don't show up on the card itself, but they are indeed there. There's an area there in town where you need where it's potentially going to need to be adjusted in the train elevation, and I'll actually head over there and I'll explain that further. But the road where the train tracks goes through the road, just it's kind of wonky in a certain spot, so it just kind of stands out and looks not the greatest. But I mean, it's small things. It's really small things. But this map is phenomenal in my opinion. Just like a lot of, all of Celobuki's maps off the top of my head are just phenomenal. I love how we get the additional crops and production points. We get all those nice fancy things that are specific to Celobuki's maps, but are not taken away from the aesthetics of the map itself. It's fantastic. Absolutely love it. So 0 to 5 scale, what would I give this? I would give this a solid 5. A solid 5. I loved the FS19 version. This took the FS19 version and just raised the bar. Absolutely raised the bar. And one thing that typically I don't care for when it comes to Giants maps is that Giants tends to make it to where you can't purchase a lot of land. You can't purchase a lot of area. But you can see here on the map, you can purchase almost everything. And I purchased the biogas plant, and it purchased the land with it. So that's awesome. There's only one sell point that you can't purchase, is this one here, as far as I can tell, and a little bit of the dam that's over in the northeast corner here. Other than that, you have the little mission area right up top of your farm, just overlooking your farm. You can buy this land and you can sell the mission. That is excellent. Absolutely love that. Just being able to make this map your own and do things with it that you couldn't do in FS19 really just kind of sets it apart and makes it very, very nice. Now this is what I was talking about in regards to the kind of adjustment in terrain level. You can see some of the railroad tracks are here, the kind of wooden spikes here, but they're kind of getting buried. I don't know if that's intentional or whatnot, if this is like supposed to be gravel. It just looks a little off to me. Potential small adjustment here, small adjustments there, but again, nothing that's so absurd and out of the ordinary that makes it breakable, makes the game broken and not wanting to play on it. It's fantastic. This is an amazing map. Celobuki did a fantastic job with bringing Ravenport 19 to 22. Very, very pleased with this one. But I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing that shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.